In case you haven't heard yet, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, has become part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. And quite frankly, now his $375 million broadcasting contract with Fox seems kind of pointless. Brady has just taken over as Fox's #1 color commentator this season, and the restrictions that come along with his ownership stake really will restrict him from becoming great in the booth, so what's the point? Hello, if you're new here, my name is Mike Kravchenko, and today we're going to talk about the details of Tom Brady's ownership stake in the Las Vegas Raiders and how that and his broadcasting career with Fox collides, and realistically, one is going to have to go, so which one will it be, of course? Brady, the new #1 broadcaster, NFL GOAT, Birmingham City FC minority owner, one-time FTX hype man, and officially part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. After retiring from the NFL in early 2023, after his illustrious 23-year career, Brady immediately expressed interest in taking on some team ownership. In May of 2023, it was reported that Brady had struck a deal to acquire a minority stake, around 10%, in the Las Vegas Raiders from principal owner Mark Davis. Around the time of the announcement, the idea that Brady would become a player and owner of the Las Vegas Raiders was gaining significant traction because of who he is, of course, and they were looking to examples like George Halas and some other early players in the NFL that also were owners of their teams. But both the NFL and Brady squashed that real quick, as they made it clear that not only is that not allowed in the NFL rules, but Brady has absolutely no intentions of coming out of retirement this time. And yes, the NFL's complex web of rules do make that dual player owner not possible, as they explicitly separate the two. It cannot be one person, and they also address the conflicts of interest within a role like that. So now, throughout the rest of the summer of 2023, and of course very deep into 2024 really, the NFL conducted its review on Brady becoming a part owner. Some of the biggest concerns of the conflict of interest came between Brady being a broadcaster for Fox and now looking into being an owner of a team. I mean, that access that he has as a Fox broadcaster cannot make any sense for ownership. And allegedly the league had to and did ultimately approve the fact that Brady's, I guess, position as an owner and position as a broadcaster did not interfere somehow, and to my knowledge, that's what they said. I mean, I don't understand how the access as a broadcaster doesn't conflict with the knowledge and information that he can feed to the Raiders as an owner, but we'll talk about it. Brady wrote on X that he was looking forward to the relentless pursuit of excellence with the Raiders and said that he is eager to contribute to the organization in any way he can. Mark Davis, the majority owner of the team, told reporters that although Tom can't play, I think he can help us select a quarterback in the future and potentially train as well. Now, of course, what is Mark Davis going to say? It's Tom Brady. You're not just going to, kind of brush this off, but it would be extremely rare for a minority owner, especially that of 10%, to have that significant of a position and that significant of a say in the team. But most importantly, it completely blurs the lines of his ability to be a broadcaster and owner. He's on the field with the Raiders, I mean, being that directly involved, and also really announcing other teams and broadcasting and getting access to their practices. You see what I'm getting at? I mean, truly, I still just do not get how this is going to work. While Brady has been a fine addition to NFL Sundays, I mean, he's continued to get better each and every week. He's Tom Brady. Really, not many people know the game better than him, but now he's completely lost his ability to actually do the job, and this is what I mean. NFL ownership comes with NFL restrictions, which means that, yeah, Brady does not have the access that other color commentators like Greg Olsen would. So yeah, while the league approved his ownership, they are taking steps to prevent the conflicts of interest and the competitive imbalance that, I mean, him being a broadcaster and having that access would provide the Raiders. Ooh, maybe need it, to be honest. Now, I'm saying that as a Jets fan, so don't come at me in the comments. So not only is it affecting his access and what he can actually provide us in the color commentating, it's also completely restricting what he can say on air, which is the point of his job. As part owner, Brady cannot enter another team's facility, watch another team's practice, attend broadcast production meetings with players and coaches, publicly criticize game officials, publicly criticize other teams, and speak to members of of other teams for anything other than strictly social communication. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. In communications and broadcasting, trust me, it's everything I studied and worked in initially in my career. That's what you do. You speak to coaches and players and other team officials to get that information to write your stories, to talk about on air, especially as a color commentator. That's the whole position. That's literally the whole position. So basically, at this point, they're just telling him to show up on Sunday and speak about the game, kind of. I mean, he still has to tiptoe around the restrictions. And let me tell you, you cannot just show up. It is days and days and hours of preparation, studying. I mean, it's like a test every week. You have to study, you have to speak to other people. I mean, the fact that he can't do that means he can't do the job well. I mean, just think about all the different segments and color commentators that you have heard throughout your life, that they sat down with X coach who gave X whatever. I mean, that's how you get the behind the scenes and really connect with the fans more at a deeper level. It's more than just the game at that point. And it allows you to understand the game better, which was the whole point of Brady coming in and getting paid $375 million. Yes, as of right now, Brady can rely on the fact that he's Tom freaking Brady and, you know, he's the GOAT and he's played for 23 years and he's probably played with or against many of these players and coaches, but eventually it's gonna catch up to him, and even if he lasts that long as a commentator, the game's gonna evolve past him and he's not gonna be able to speak with these players and coaches to get that deeper understanding. So how can Brady even balance his roles as a broadcaster and an owner? Broadcasting really is the next chapter in his football career. Why would you take on the restrictions of being an owner, which would, for someone like Tom Brady, not allow you to be the GOAT at commentating? I mean, top broadcasters excel by being natural on air, and despite facing pressure from producers and the league to maintain a certain narrative, they need to give audiences the sense that they're offering authentic, unfiltered analysis. Troy Aikman, for example, has been the king of this for over the last number of years. Just this season, in what was the most absurdly penalty-heavy Jets versus Bills game on Monday Night Football, Aikman defended the officials on some calls, but was not afraid to criticize those he didn't agree with, and there were plenty. But that balance is what allows the broadcaster to be effective and for us to connect with them. Brings them to a human level, like they're watching the game and basically sitting in the room with you, talking and chatting it up with you as well. Brady now, once again, cannot be relatable. And so many have noted, and I think this is an even bigger deal because Fox didn't just bring Tom Brady in to be a color commentator on their NFL staff. No, they replaced Greg Olsen, who was doing an incredible job as Fox's #1. Olsen, who since 2021 continued to get better each and every year and became a fan favorite, reportedly lost about 70% of his salary when he got bumped to the #2 role. It fell from $10 million to around $3 million annually. And I get it, boo-hoo, millions of dollars, but 70% is significant. And with broadcasters like Aikman earning $18 million at ESPN, Chris Collinsworth $12.5 at NBC, and Tony Romo $17 at CBS, locked in long-term deals, it's hard to see how Olsen can reclaim a top spot anytime soon. And it's a shame because Greg Olsen was a beloved player, will be a beloved Hall of Famer, and is a beloved broadcaster now, but he got bumped for all of us to hear a lot less. I think he did a fantastic job on the Super Bowl last year with Kevin Burkhardt, but now we'll be getting Tom Brady filtered. So unfortunately, Brady's partial ownership in the Raiders will, I mean, for at least the foreseeable future, completely restrict him from being great in the booth. In terms of Brady, can you really blame him? #1, get the bag, $375 million from Fox, which we'll see how that contract actually gets paid out if these restrictions continue, but on top of that, being an owner of an NFL team is everybody's dream. I mean, next to being a player, which he achieved at the actual highest level, that's the coolest thing, man. I mean, owning a team, get the bag and own a team and be the greatest ever. I mean, that resume's nuts and we'd all want it. But if you like football and videos just like this, YouTube and I have 2 more videos for you right here. One is on Donald Trump suing the NFL and the other YouTube thinks you like, so I'll see you over there.